Welcome back, everybody. We got Ben here. We're going to be doing
Hi.
a any percent Splatoon run, restricted, and I'm sure Ben will get more into that as we move
Yeah.
forward.
All
Um,
right. Well,
yeah, I'm ready on time when
yeah,
you
it's
are.
gonna be a fun run. So as soon as the screen is fully black, as we load in, that will be when time starts.
All right.
So that will be three, two, one, go.
All right.
All right. So I guess I'll address right off the bat what restricted means. It used to be called no major exploits, but it's been renamed recently. What it means is that we'll be foregoing any huge skips that abuse level geometry and some out of bounds glitches as well. We'll do a few minor skips, but nothing that'll break anything. This is we're playing the most recent patch because it doesn't matter for the tricks we're gonna do. So we're skipping just through his dialogue real quick. There are unfortunately quite a few parts where there's a lot of mashing. We normally can't skip a lot of cutscenes, but we'll be doing some quit quit outs to get past some scenes. And we are about to start playing finally. Okay. So if you don't know a lot about Splatoon, big part of it is shooting ink that you can swim through. And we're going to be trying moving at our highest swim speed for the whole time. His first level isn't anything super special. It's the first tutorial level. These balloons explode, giving a lot of ink everywhere. Quick introduction to enemies. The goal at the end is these mini zapfish. I'm gonna very quickly restart my camera thing because it's causing a tiny bit of problems there.
No worries. Do you wanna reset?
No, no, good.
Okay. Then let me know. All right. There we are.
Yep, should be good.
Cool.
Love when Elgato does that.
Yeah. Classic.
So now we're coming up on one of the big mechanics, important things of routing, and that is power eggs. So this fuzzy ooze is a big obstacle, and we have to hit these with small fries charged up, and it costs power eggs to do. So big part of routing this game and is making sure we have enough power eggs to get to the end. So we're going to go out of our way for some collectibles, which you'll see more of later. So here's the first big skip. So if you can see this level, there's a lot of winding around everywhere. But we have a way to skip a good chunk of that. Ah, darn. Jumped a bit too early. Not a problem. Still messes up every now and then, even though one of these simpler ones. Do splash down at the peak of our jump, and it gets us a checkpoint right at the end of the level. You also skip some laps around the tower there by doing that. That's the next level done.
Beautiful.
Alright, so this next level coming up is that I'm going to do another skip. We have to collect keys throughout the level, but we're going to skip some of those. We'll be abusing some parts of these boxes, as you'll see. So if you throw small fry at a very specific point, position, leave it here-ish. I got ink all over the ground in the wrong place. There we go. Instead of using a key to open the box, you can simply do that. There's also another key on top of here, which is an intended skip there, as Captain Cuttlefish says. Good moves. So this is our first quit out. Nope, nope, switch, no, no.
Oh,
Cool,
well.
thanks. Little unintended problem there.
Yeah,
It's a
Switch
Nintendo
is
Switch.
super happy about updating and wants to just do it all the time.
Just cool. Wouldn't be a speedrun event if there weren't issues like this.
So
Okay, it
we
wasn't a huge problem. The update was like pretty instant there.
Okay. Does it save your levels or anything? Because we, again.
Yes, it did. Cause
Okay, cool.
Yep. Yeah, we saved and quit there because there's a rather long cutscene with a lot of dialogue that we have to skip. You know, normally we don't have a Switch update that loses us time.
It's fine,
So
though.
our goal is, yeah. So our goal is to get to the bottom of the crater here. So we have that blob that's hid behind the text there that we're gonna go to next after this. You have to complete all the levels in the crater, so you can't just skip levels and get to the bottom. So this level is a combat-focused one, where there are lots of enemies. But we're going to be skipping most of these. Let's see if I can get this. Yep. There's an enemy hidden there where I threw small fry, which hopefully should be killed. Yep. All right. We're gonna do a funny little thing there to skip going down to that lower platform there where you're supposed to throw from. So now is our first boss, DJ Octavio. And if you know the games, you know that DJ Octavio is the last fight you normally do. So clearly we're at the end of the run already. Guess I messed up the estimate a bit.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, I guess I meant to put 13 minutes, but so normally, character customization doesn't do anything, but in Splatoon 3 it does. So Octavio's patterns are based on the haircut you give Small Fry.
That's wild.
So we give him the third option. Little spikes on top of his head. because after every 2 hits we do to him by shooting his fists back at him, he moves to a different platform. And the small fry haircut makes sure that he goes to the shorter platforms, which means it's easier to hit, and not that tall platform. Alright. There are 3 phases because Nintendo game. Gotta do phases in 3s. So now he brings out the ink effect, which makes it so we can't shoot ink at him. We can skip part of that by splashdowning and throwing small fry at a precise moment and space. And we are using the splashdowns on the drill fist to sort of skip the part where they lodge into the ground. Ran out of ink at the bad time, so we lost a cycle there. I need to be more on top of getting more ink covered. Forgot to mention it, but we get our splashdown specials by putting enough ink on the ground. Which, in this small arena, we need to make sure we don't take up too much of it. This is the last phase. Got this hand that will shoot shockwaves when it lands on the ground, but we're obviously gonna skip those. And we'll be doing another quit out after this. No more Switch updates bothering us. So that skips a cutscene where we talk with Octavio, find that there's a misunderstanding. We didn't steal his troops. He didn't steal the Zapfish. But then we fall down into a place called Alterna, which is where the actual game starts, because the crater was just a tutorial. The crater levels are based off the hero mode levels from the previous games, where you just go to the end of the level. But the Alterna levels are based off of Splatoon 2's Octo expansion, which each had unique missions to do. As you can see, we had lost our hero suit, and our gun's been severely downgraded. But now we run into some familiar faces if you've seen the other games. But unfortunately, we gotta skip past their dialogue. So now they're going to explain the general gameplay of the overworld here. There's more of this fuzzy ooze. We gotta go through different sites to get to that big old rocket. And we need to get upgrade points and Sardinium to upgrade our suit to be like it was the crater. which we get by shooting things and getting collectibles, which we do need to do because we can get a better hero shot. So we'll need to get enough Sardidium and upgrade levels for that. Yeah, but this is the first real level after more dialogue skipping. So there are a lot of levels in this game, but we're only going to do a few, because we mainly need them for power eggs. Like I said, we need a lot of them. We'll be getting a few power eggs in the levels themselves, mainly for safety. So we'll be introducing some mechanics in this level, which we may be seeing later. We'll be skipping using this Trizuka here by throwing Small Fry over there. We got a key. And we got 3 keys we need to get. There is a way to skip one of the keys, but it is very precise and difficult, and I won't be doing it. As well above my current skill level. Because up here you can Squid Surge, which is a special move, over there, and skip one of the keys, but, like I said, rather precise. So the reason I'm throwing Small Fry at the end goal is because he automatically breaks it, whereas if you just shoot it, it'll take a little bit. Bombs in general just do that, and Small Fry counts as one. Alright, and now the world is a lot more open. So we'll be picking up some collectibles because they give about a full level each. We're going to be getting to level 18 over the course of the run. Time for the hardest level in the game. So you may make some mistakes. Nice,
Yeah,
first try. Alright. Alright, should be good from here.
Eat your heart out, Sans Undertale.
Yeah. Got that first try. So the thing about these levels is that once you open them up, you can warp to them, which is what we'll be doing here. And we'll doing some things. We'll be doing more of that throughout the run. Like especially where we shoot levels from further away than we're normally supposed to get to them. Just so we can teleport. Or super jump to, rather. So now this level is essentially an auto-scroller. We just need to survive for a minute. There's not a whole lot we need to do except avoid these shock waves while collecting the egg packs that will spawn. It's basically free, but you can't be, like, you actually have to pay attention or you will die.
Yeah.
And you really don't want to die because you lose a whole minute. After half the minute, eggs start spawning. Alright. The hard part there is done. This pattern was a bit rough.
Yeah, just a tad. I was gonna say, if that's an
I
auto
normally don't.
scroller.
Yeah, but I normally get easier levels than that. So one thing I want to point out is that I do a slightly modified route from what the world records usually use, because 2 of the levels require using a charger, which is like a sniper rifle, and I'm bad at those on controller. So I decided to forego using the charger on one of the levels by getting 200 power eggs elsewhere. So normally you don't get that one, but I'm doing it for time saved for me personally.
Gotcha.
So now we're done with Site 1, except we get introduced to 3 more bosses we'll fight. If you pay attention, also look rather familiar. There is technically a way to skip this cutscene, but that's not in restricted. So there are paths through the site are going to be pretty open. We do have to fight all 3 of them.
The squid laughing is something.
Yeah. Okay, now we're done with Site 1 properly. So our goal is to get to that rocket by going through the various sites and fighting Deep Cut. So that's a boss level, but we go there because we think that's where Captain Cuttlefish is. Well, former Captain. Because Agent 3 from Splatoon 1 is now Captain. So we won't be doing any levels in Site 2. We're just gonna fight first boss and then get out, basically. Another thing I want to pay attention to are these red balloons that fly around the map. Because they have 100 eggs each, and they follow a pattern. They just go around the map in a cycle. We're going to want to make sure we don't miss them. Alright. Before we go to the boss, have enough upgrades available to get the better hero shot, which increases the rate of fire. And is very important to get. And when we get the rest of the upgrades, we'll be getting the even better hero shot, which is the same hero shot we had at the beginning of the game. And if you don't get the upgraded hero shots, you're gonna, well, let's just say you're gonna have a bad time with the bosses. So first up is Fry. We can't skip the dialogue, so we actually get to see it. So some of these other bosses do kind of have RNG that we can mess around with based on, well, not character customization on this one, kind of. I forgot the exact way it is, but 100 Ill Vision is the move we want her to see because it's the quickest one there. Just gotta get the masked eels so that they stop her from spinning. We can get up there and hit her.
Feel the pain.
Yep, there are lots of puns in this.
Why haven't
now
I played
she does
this
the
yet?
whirlpool.
What am I doing?
So our goal is to, like I said, hit all the masked eels there. And missed some a little bit there. So, like all the other bosses, there are 3 phases because Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we're saving the splashdown for. Final attack. Where the eels turn to this big cloud of enemies. Alright, so aside from messing up the whirlpool a little bit, that was really good. Fry can also just charge at you, which wastes a lot of time, because you can't counter it. So now we end the level by collecting a thing. Not like the things from Octo expansion, but we will use these later. Now, Fry is the only member of Deep Cut who we will not quit out for after the battle ends. Because they have these cutscenes here that are rather long that we can skip later, but now we are moving on from Site 2 after getting a few more collectibles.
So I guess the higher order gameplay loop here is to clear out things using power eggs and move on to the next area.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, we have to get fewer collectibles to raise our upgrade level to get the better hero shot, which we'll get, actually. We throw it from there to skip running over there. So we're only doing one level here, Site 3. can do a short skip here. Ah, dang. It's a bit of a tight jump. Probably should have opened a level for safety, but not a huge problem. I don't usually miss that jump with chain because it wastes a fair amount of time if you mess it up. So this is one of the levels that I mentioned where the normal route uses a charger, but I have very shaky hands and can't use it well, so I use the squeezer, which is what was previously used and is a lot easier to do this with. So I have to break all the balloons in the time limit. Alright. Yeah, with the charger, I easily take like 10 to 20 more seconds, and going out of the way for power eggs to make up for it. Personally, it saves a bit more time. Always get that. So those balloons reset after every time you quit out of Alterna. So you can't just re-enter and exit a level every time. So as you saw back there, there's an alternate path we can take over there, which we will be using later. After the next boss. So we will reach level 18 by the end of this area. So we have the best hero shot for the boss. So this is the other charger level that I mentioned. But the time save with the Splattershot Pro, for me personally, isn't a huge enough difference that getting 200 more power eggs would help with. So this is another balloon breaking level. As you have chargers, you have to charge them up for a longer shot. If we hit any of the red balloons, we fail automatically, so luckily there's a lot of checkpoints and respawning is fairly quick. Now this part's the part that I usually mess up on. Ah, dang it, yeah. Like I said, respawning's fairly quick. Alright.
Nice improv there.
Yeah. I'm not the best at that level with Charger.
Still crushed it.
Yeah. So now we need to be fast because there's a red balloon we want to catch. So we're shooting that over there so we can teleport to it later. Small fry, please. They might be a little late on the balloon, but we should still be able to catch it. Okay, good. Bit of a mishap there, but... oh my goodness. That had such a big hitbox area. Alright, so now once we get these last two things, we'll be level 18. And as such, we can get splat bombs, which will help later. And the even better hero shot, which is what we've been getting all these collectibles for. So if you have even better hero shot, this boss is it's a bit trivial, if you know what you're doing. I won't say anything further about the difficulty, lest I jinx myself and mess up and die. Which definitely won't happen.
Nope.
Definitely not. Alright, that's phase 1, and phases 2 and 3 are basically the exact same, if you can get her fast enough. The main thing that changes between phases is that our arena is getting smaller. I did end up jinxing myself because I got hit there, but we still beat Shiver before any more attacks got out.
There you go.
So we will be doing a quit out after this boss here to avoid more of that codec call cutscene.
So since that shark couldn't kill you, would you call it a gill issue?
I guess so, yeah. I guess that would be appropriate.
Just checking.
Yeah, there's no real RNG in that fight, so it is entirely based on how well you do it. So we'll be going over here, take that alternate exit that I mentioned earlier. So we'll be doing one more level here in Site 5. But that's our last real level we're doing. Because in Site 6 we're going straight to the boss. This is also that site we'll be actually collecting anything. Because by the end of the site we'll have all the eggs we need for Site 6. Now this is a somewhat intended skip here. Alright, so this level is all about using one of the new specials, Splatoon 3, the Zipcaster. We'll be seeing more of it later, too. Where if you use right bumper, you, much like a certain arachnid, can climb onto things. Just zip over to them. Because of my shaky hands, my aim is a bit finicky at times. That's that level done.
That looked fine to me.
Yeah, slipped up a bit, but we didn't die, so that's the important part. Do you use gyro controls? I sure do. There are a few runners that I know of that use sticks, but being a PC game player for most of my life, can't exactly do precise aiming with sticks. So I realized that I did miss something along the way. Like I said, for my modified route, I missed some eggs, so I have to very quickly teleport elsewhere once we get to where we need to go, because we need 1,200 eggs to unlock the last fuzzy ooze blob. Which will very quickly open this level. As you see, we need 1,200, which we don't have. So a quick and easy one. Back over to this level, which, since we quit out, this balloon here resets. It's a free 100. And go back here. And we are on our way to the last boss of Alterna. So this last boss, it was somewhat recently discovered that the RNG for this boss is predictable, which is again partially based on your small fry haircut. So Big Man is the boss we're fighting. And we're going to do what's called sensorless, where normally you use your sensor to tell where he is, but assuming I didn't mess up anything, we should be able to predict where he goes to. And if you've played other video games, this may look very familiar. So he splits
Yeah,
in half.
just a tad.
Right. Oh yeah, looks like we did it right. So he splits in half, and which way he goes is somewhat dependent on our RNG, and it looks like I got the right thing. So we don't have to worry about wasting time going into ink so we can find where he went. So as you can see, he'll start shooting attacks at you, which may cause problems in this last phase, especially to start sending some specials sometimes. I don't think, no, not specials. He throws other types of bombs, and he can charge at you. Lost him a bit there. Unfortunately, its fight's gone a bit south, and he splits in an annoying way. Alright, well. Yeah, even predicting where he is, I messed up a little bit. Because he moved in a bad direction there. I think the RNG might have changed it a little bit. Yeah, it did. Because I died there, it messed up. We got him! So I wasted a bit of time there, but... second try is okay. Or like... we're gonna be like 2.5 minutes behind my PB on this one. Which wasn't the best PB anyway, so... we quitting out again. Skip the last codec call. So now that we've collected all these random pieces of whatever, we're going to use them to get into the rocket. And we're going to have a few cutscenes that we can't skip, so you'll get to see how we do it. Because we discovered that Captain Cuttlefish is, in fact, inside the rocket. Alright. Yeah, so we have to find a way to get to the rocket. And we can just sit back and watch for a bit. And now Agent 3 does Agent 3 things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Agent 3 is known to be rather powerful in the series, which is why they became captain. Alright, time to enter the rocket, but we've got one more cutscene first, which luckily we can skip the dialogue of. So yeah, Deepco was down here for a treasure, and that was apparently the random stuff we've been picking up. So we're done with it, so we're just giving it to them. And now Murray is their boss. Okay. So this first level, we only have small fry, because it takes away our weapons. So we have to use small fry to basically beat the level for us. So these flutters run on local cycles, so they only really start moving when you get near them. But missing the cycle by making some sort of mistake or just small fry or the flutters don't behave can lose you a fair amount of time, so let's just hope that doesn't happen. Unfortunately, the flutter locked onto small fry instead of me. So he's going to move a lot slower. Alright. So unfortunately messed up that second flutter a little bit, but we made it, and now we get our hero shot back. That is the first part of Rocket done, and like Octo Expansion, the final area is split up into multiple parts. So we're going to use some bombs to break some boxes that are going to be in the way. So Rocket Part 2 is sort of a showcase of all the specials that you've normally used throughout the rest of Hero Mode. Darn. Messed up a little bit there. As you've seen, we won't use all the specials. Just gonna use the ones that save time. Ah. There we go. Alright, we're almost at the end of this part. Alright, Rocket Part 2 is done. Got another little intermission part. So as you can see, this Mr. Grizz person seems to be interrogating Cuttlefish. So Rocket Part 3 is an auto-scroller because, of course, you gotta have one of these in the final gauntlet. There's not a lot of ways to save time here, which is a shame. So I haven't really mentioned it a lot, but aside from attacking enemies, Small Fry can also distract enemies, which is what I've been doing a fair amount of, but we'll be doing a bit more on this level. So the few ways we're going to speed up the autoscar is by making some jumps earlier than the devs probably intended. So now we're on to the final part of the auto-scroller, where for the first time in this run of hero mode, we have to fight Octolings, which are not going to be a problem since they're super jumping in and we can see where they're jumping to. Which, by the way, The story of Hero Mode is kind of hilarious if you're playing as an Octoling, because since they've been the enemies of the previous games and you haven't been able to be one, the other characters like calls them like Octo jerks and stuff like that, and your character, if you're an Octoling, is just kind of sitting there like, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of rude. What the heck?
Especially when you fight Octavia, who's like your former boss. All right. Rocket 4 is my personal nightmare, because a lot of things can go wrong. There's a lot of precision that I'm not the best at, but we're going to hope that we do well enough. So this checkpoint's fun because we have some precise jumps we gotta do. Pull this in the next one. Now from here, you've got these bowling balls to deal with. Ah, dang. See what I mean? You gotta jump past them, and sometimes if you aim it right, you can destroy them by throwing a bomb. Like I said, I'm not the most precise at some of this. Alright, and here is Rocket 4 Part 2, where at any percent, you can go out of bounds and skip parts of this. Which I kind of wish I could do, but this is not the category for it. So for this part, we need to collect these energy cores. To progress. In this part, we get permanent zipcaster, so we can fly around the map and get these. Try that again. Ah, darn. Alright, last part here. I have a sniper after us, so we gotta be pretty quick. Okay. That is the last rocket level. So I've got a bit of a climb. There's got to be another cutscene at the top here. But we're done with all the main levels, and we just have the final boss. So now Captain Cuttlefish is dead. He's gone. Mr. Grizz killed him. It's a shame. He's not making it to Splatoon 4.
On the Nintendo Next console.
Yeah. Alright. Last big cutscene. This will go on for a while. Hope you don't mind if I reset my game capture again, because it's crackling a lot.
That's fine.
I doubt that would be good for people to listen to. Cutscene's still running in the background, so it's not a huge loss.
Yeah. It's been
But
intermittently
basically,
like,
basically,
too, so.
this Mr. Grizz guy is gonna shoot a rocket into space and then make the whole world fuzzy ooze, which is not ideal.
I'll say.
My favorite thing about Mr. Grizz is that during all of this, he speaks completely like a businessman for all of the dialogue, and I feel like the localization team had fun with this.
An effort to restore balance, huh? It's always to restore balance.
Yeah, well, he's one of the only remaining mammals on this planet. The lore of Splatoon is very deep, and it's very cool. But we don't get a lot of it in this run, sadly. But look, Captain Cuttlefish is alive somewhat, if you can call that living.
Somebody got the drop on me. Game.
So one funny thing is that they don't fix him. Like, if you go back to Alterna after you beat the game, he's still like that. So I don't know if or when they'll fix him. But we have no way to capture to the rocket, but Deep Cut can apparently help. So, yes, we are in fact going into space.
It's fine, like you do.
Yeah, as you do in Splatoon.
Or was there a little earlier?
The Jet Shark, yeah. Shivers had that during the boss fight. So now we have these giant power eggs that we need to get. That we can use to get rid of this fuzzy ooze. Wait, not yet. So once we attack that spot, it becomes fuzzy ooze, which we can eat with small fry. As you can see on his chest there, there's 3 because Nintendo.
Definitely not my first, second, or third thought for boss music here.
Yeah, this is a weird remix of the Grizzco theme. And as you can see there, he's rolling around, which we need to pull a Mario Galaxy and make sure we don't fall. All right. This is not good. Okay. You do not want to die on... Well, specifically you don't want to die on the next part of this fight, but... It does take a bit of hit to your time if you die during these. Even though it does give you some checkpoints. Alright. So now... Mr. Grizz is not quite done yet. But wait. Hey, remember this guy? He's kind of important. And now it wouldn't be a Splatoon game if you didn't fight the final boss, to Calamari Incantation. And now Small Fry, he gets to shine because of some weird lore stuff.
It's a magical girl transformation.
Kind of. Small Fry becomes Huge Fry. And he's going to help us fight Grizz. So, much like a certain hedgehog-related game, our final boss is set in space, and one of our allies gets super powered up. We have to fight alongside one of our enemies to stop the giant creature that's fused with spaceship that's crashing into Earth on a time limit.
Ursa Weiner, huh?
So we really don't want to die to this fight because it actually shows a game over screen, which wastes a lot of time. So now we get to pilot Octobot King here. We're gonna suck up the fuzzball with the ink vac. But Mr. Grizz is not going to take that lying down, is going to spawn enemies. So we gotta watch out for these fake fuzzy oozes, which will damage us if we hit them. So, in a big twist, we have to beat Mr. Grizz here 4 times. I know, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm scared.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the most annoying part, that last part there. But we made it. But wait, he's not done yet. We're gonna throw Fink right back there, and time is coming up.
All right.
As soon as the ZR keep shooting thing disappears. And... time.
There you go.
There we go. So it looks like I was about 4 minutes behind my PB, which, you know, made quite a few mistakes, but that was still good.
Yeah, we take those.
Yeah, take those. So that has been Splatoon 3. There are a lot of cutscenes and credits and stuff, but we don't have to watch those if you don't want.
It's all good. Let me see where Grim is at, unless he's in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. This is like the first game I've actually properly speedrun because I really love Splatoon. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm a Splatoon fan.
Hmm. I don't know. Sounds fake.
Yeah, maybe. Don't really talk about it much.
No.
But yeah, that's the game.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. Can we get a shout out for Bent?
Yeah, thank you all for watching, and let's see what run is next specific. Grim, we got nuts.
Yeah, if you like squirrels, stick around. If not, stick around.
Yeah. Thanks again, everyone.
Yeah, we will.
Enjoy the rest of the marathon here.
Yeah, we will go to a setup screen while I get Grim on the horn, and we'll be back around shortly. Don't go nowhere.